Howdy, guys. Welcome to Cliff Notes and welcome to a recap of episode 12 of the Challenge Double Agents. Man, what an exciting episode. If y'all recall from last week, episode 11, TJ left us with the cliffhanger. We weren't sure what was going on. We were at the Elimination Arena. It looked like it was going to be CT versus Devin, someone going home, someone getting a CT potentially getting a gold skull. We weren't sure. The other thing from last week that we had seen, Lolo had chosen to go home, didn't feel like she was getting a fair shake to try to compete for a gold skull to get into the finale. So what did that mean? It meant we had Corey as a rogue agent. It also meant that we now had Nam as a rogue agent. We see a security breach right before Devin and CT go against each other. And then TJ cuts it off and we don't know what's happening. Well, we find out this evening, quite the, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of pandemonium, chaos going on, all as a result of Lolo dropping out of the game, I think to a large degree, because we had more men than women. We had to do something about it. Earlier in the season, we saw a couple of the women had to drop out for injuries. So what happened then? They brought Ashley back in after security breach. So this time, were they going to bring Amber M back in since she was the last woman that got sent home? No, nothing like that. No, instead of getting an extra person, we find out we're going to have a double elimination. 2 men going home this week instead of just one to try to even the odds up a little bit, or the numbers. So how's it going to work? Well, Devin is already in the arena. And I think at this time, we don't know for certain it's men's elimination. It could be women's, but everyone realizes it's going to be men's. Devin is already in the arena. TJ says, all right, in addition to Devin, the person who got the second most number of votes was Josh and Nani. So y'all come down as well. So 2 people competing in the elimination arena. Then they told CT and Big T, basically, you got to pick two men to go up against these 2, however you want to do it. So what happens? This is where it gets a little confusing. So bear with me, but it gets pretty well. So Josh is now thrown into the mix as well. And CT and Big T get to decide who's going against who. So CT asked Devin right off the bat. Yeah, CT and Devin are kind of working together, a little bit of an alliance, as best as you can imagine an alliance with CT. And asked Devin who he wants to go with against. Devin says he wants to go against Darrell, which surprised me a little bit. I mean, Darrell's an athlete and everything else. And I'm surprised Devin immediately didn't say, throw Josh at me. Maybe he already knew CT was going to do something with Josh. I don't know. But anyway, so we've got Darrell and Devin are going to go against each other in round number 1. One person goes home. One person walks away with the gold skull. And we have that. The second round, we've got Josh in there. So who's going against Josh? Well, of course, CT's volunteering himself. This is what CT wanted all along. You remember, CT was so upset, pretty upset, when he didn't see that the House had voted Josh and Nani into the elimination arena. He was upset when that happened. Well, CT gets his wishes after all, because now he is matched up against Josh. Just as with the other round, one person goes home, one person walks away with the gold skull. Now, Darrell ought to be happy. This is Darrell's chance to get a gold skull. He didn't think he was gonna get the opportunity. So Darrell and CT both are wanting gold skulls. Both of them are getting their opportunity this evening. So the competition itself, we saw a little glance of it last week, and we've seen this competition before. This is the one that Cam won a few weeks back, basically hanging from a wire, standing on a podium in the center of a ring, and around you are a bunch of poles with, in Cam's case, there were hoops or hooks on these poles. She had to swing on this wire and hook a bunch of hoops onto these poles. A little different in this competition. Same basic concept. You're hanging from a wire, but now the men have to swing to these different poles and actually grab puzzle pieces. I think it's 7 puzzle pieces. You have to grab all 7. Once you do, then you can drop down off the podium and you have to solve a tanagram puzzle. Different shapes that form a square when you get done with it. So that's the competition itself. And so the first round is Darrell versus Devin. Now, Devin has always talked about the fact that he doesn't feel like he's this huge competition threat. He's sold over and over. Don't put me in. Why not save me for the finale? Because I can't. I'm not a comp beast or anything else. But where he always has felt like he's a little bit better than other people is with the puzzle competitions, with the puzzle solving. So it seems like this is a good opportunity for Devin to preserve his gold skull and send Darrell home. But Darrell gets his 7 pieces first. He's swinging back and forth. He grabs them all. Devin's not too far behind, so it's still a fairly close competition at this point. But at the end of it, Darrell takes it. Darrell solves a puzzle. He basically takes the gold skull that Devin owned, because all the men's gold skulls are gone. So he takes Devin's gold skull, and Devin, the anti-Big Brother guy, is going home. Woo! All right, Devin. You know what? Props to you for the way you played your game. I think you played with a lot of strategy, but being as anti-Big Brother as you are, bye-bye, guy. I'm fine to see you go. It's the way it goes. We'll see him back over and over again, I have no doubt. But so Devin is gone. Darrell now has his gold skull. What an unsurprising, happy night for Darrell to have things go that direction for him. So that's the first situation. Now Gabby is Devin's partner, was his partner. She really didn't seem that upset. She already figured out Devin was all in the game for himself. He didn't want to give her a chance to get her gold skull last week, and she's fine. She didn't have any problem. But we now do have Gabby as a rogue agent, so we'll see how that works out going forward. So now round 2. That's exciting. CT versus Josh. I think Josh knew he wasn't going to be able to get to the finale without getting challenged for his gold skull, right? And so here's a chance. You got CT against Josh. As I said, just what Josh wanted. CT gets his 7 puzzle pieces secured right off the bat. And in fact, CT, he talks about that. He solves tanagrams with his son, I think, at home all the time. And he proves it. He shows it. He solves his tanagram while Josh is still trying to get his puzzle pieces off the column. So CT dominates this competition. CT has taken Josh's gold skull. Josh is going home, which again is a Big Brother alum. I really wanted to see Josh do well. I'd love to have seen Josh get to the final. So mad respect. I'm gonna miss you, Josh, but I'm sure we'll see you again. But Josh is gone, and I gotta say, cheering for the old guy, right? Yeah, CT probably get upset if I called him the old guy, but compared to everyone else, it's a relative term. Cheering for the old guys, cheering for CT. He's just been fun to watch, and watching him cheer Big T on. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I was cheering for CT as well. CT has his gold skull. He got the opportunity to get in the ring. He took full advantage of it. He didn't chicken out like some people in the past. Gabby, CT chose to go into the ring, and he makes it worth it. He gets his gold skull. So congratulations to Darrell. Congratulations to CT as well for getting your gold skull. But now we got all kinds of things messed up at this point in time, because we got a lot of rogue agents who and people, partner changes, opportunities, things like that. First one, CT, because he won a gold skull, because he also was the double agent for the week. CT gets his first pick. Now remember, CT and Big T, they seem to be working so well together. CT was talking to Big T saying, give me your war face, give me your mean face and all that. They seem pretty tight, right? CT, you never know what you're going to get out of. Well, you do know what you're going to get out of CT, and that's a whole lot of less than trustworthy behavior. But hey, he's playing a game. So CT says, yeah, Big T, I love you, but Cam, get over here. Remember, Cam wanted CT as her partner in the very first week, and he kind of turned her down, and she was mad at him ever since then. But this time he's taking advantage of the situation. He grabs Cam. And here's the thing. He doesn't just say, Big T, I love you and everything. I hate to do it, but I'm going to take Cam. Now, he pretty much hollers at Cam, makes a big affair out of it, yell and scream and everything else. Gets a lot of people upset with him, and there are going to be repercussions that we will talk about. So CT takes Cam, which has Big T and Kyle, who is Cam's partner, both of them upset. Yeah, they are both peeved. So we now have Gabby and Nani, who is Josh's partner, both as rogue agents. We also have Nam and Corey, who are both rogue agents from the week before. When Nam lost Lolo, Corey was already the rogue agent. So we've got 2 women, 2 men, but how are they going to match up with each other? Well, it turns out that and CT is now, Kyle is now without a partner as well. So just a lot of loose ends at this point. So again, CT takes Cam. Darrell Amber's been his partner. He has the option to switch with anyone he wants at this point in time. He chooses to stay with Amber. And I think that was a good choice. Those two seem to be working well together. They seem to trust each other. So Darrell chooses Amber. Good choice. At this point now, Kyle is without a partner. So he can choose either Nany or Gabby, who are rogue agents. He chooses Nany. And that's not a huge surprise. I mean, Kyle knows that Nany's a strong competitor. So he chooses Nany. And that leaves Nam and then Corey, the other rogue agent. There's so many loose. Corey grabs Gabby as his new partner. Corey's had a lot of partners this year, hasn't he? Corey grabs Gabby, which leaves Nam and Big T as the final duo that are going to be paired up together as the final duo. So again, a lot of moving parts in this episode. A lot of people changing partners. So we'll see how that works out going forward. So at this point in time, we still have one women's gold skull left. The men's gold skulls are still gone, but one women's gold skull left, which I expect we'll see in episode 13, probably that final women's competition. You never know, but that's what I'm thinking. So now we discover at this point they're getting ready they go back to the house a little bit. And talk. And we see Nam is really not doing well. He's complaining about back pain, that he's hurting. It's been tough for Nam. He lost his partner, Lolo. Now he hasn't competed in the men's competition. Assuming it's women's competition next week, that means another week that he won't get to compete for a gold skull. So Nam's not doing well, and he's really in pain. It does not look comfortable at all. So we have that. But we also see some other issues going on. Nany, she is really missing Josh. I didn't realize how tight Nany and Josh had become this season until you hear Nany talking about how much she misses them, how much they fired each other up. Now she's got Kyle, and she does not want Kyle as her partner. In fact, she tells Amber that as soon as she has a chance, she's going to try to drop Kyle and take Fessy. I think Fessy would take Nany in a heartbeat over Anissa and be perfectly happy. So we'll see if that duo ever takes place. And Big T is just heartbroken. And she's upset because she thought she had something so tight with CT, and he just dropped her like a rock as soon as he had the opportunity. But it's not just that. It's also the way he dropped her, being so happy and excited and yelling at Cam and really just kind of disrespecting Cam a little bit. Disrespecting Big T just a little bit. And I kind of see it as well. But CT's being honest with her. CT is saying, look, you're a wonderful competitor. You're getting there, but you're not ready for the finale yet. I got to think of my family, so I had to let you go. He's being truthful. He's telling her the truth. He's being honest. But you know what? If I'm CT, even though that is the truth, I think I would have played it differently. I would have said, look, I've got my skull. You don't have your skull. I've got to watch out for myself. Given the chances, I don't want to go back into the arena, potentially have me go in instead of you. So it just would not benefit us for me to keep you as a partner. I would be holding your back, Big T. I have too much respect to do that. So I just felt it. He could have spun it a little bit, but he didn't. She's upset. He tries to explain himself. It doesn't make it any better. Saying you're not ready for the finale, I got to take care of myself, just makes it worse. So she walks off. She's upset and really not happy at all. And she's not the only one who's upset at CT at this point. We've got a lot. Again, Kyle's upset with him, and CT really at this point in time seems like he's very much the lone wolf in the house. And that's kind of the way CT, I think, likes to play the game sometime. He'll work his deals anyway, but CT's kind of off on his own island, but he's got a gold skull. So pretty good night for CT. So we have that. So with all that being said, it's finally time for the next competition going on in the house. And it's a nighttime competition, which is unusual. They usually get up early in the morning, I think early afternoon at the latest. Now this is a nighttime competition. Everyone shows up before we can carry on the competition itself. We learn that we have lost another person. Nam ended up having to go to the hospital because of his back pain. He came back all injected up with painkillers, anti-inflammatory steroids. Who knows what all they gave him in the hospital. He's still uncomfortable. He's really wishing they weren't going to have a competition that night so he can get a chance to recover. Not going to happen. He's He's not feeling well. And sure enough, first thing TJ tells us, kind of focus is a little off tonight. Oh, sorry guys. But first thing we find out from TJ is that Nam is not medically cleared to compete. Nam is out for the rest of the season. So we've lost Nam. We lost 3 guys in this one episode. It's amazing. A lot of losses today. So Nam is out as well, which I feel for him. And I'm feeling for Big T as well. It's been a tough night for those couple of people. Now, here's the thing with Big T. Not to discount Nam too much. I hope we see him back one of these times because he seemed like a really nice guy, incredibly nice guy. He may have to work on his strategy and his backstabbing, his ruthlessness and all that. But I hope we see Nam back one of these days. But with regards to Big T, I feel bad for her because not only did she really just feel like she got backstabbed and betrayed by CT, but she hadn't got her gold skull yet. It's going to be tough for her to get her skull. She's going to have to try to get that going forward, and just a rough night for Big T. But all that being said, we've lost Nam. We get to see the very start of the night's competition. Each partner is chained up in a chain link cell. They're handcuffed together. They've got some kind of nasty looking drink, it looks like, and looks like they're going to be there all night long. I don't know if it's endurance challenge or putting up. Picture Fear Factor ubered up just exponential level, and that's probably what we're facing. But we don't know. We're going to find out next week. So again, in summary, we lost Devin. Whoop. We lost Josh. Hate to see that. But we did see Darrell and CT get their gold skulls. CT's probably going to go in the final. I don't think anyone's going to put him up and try to steal his gold skull. We'll find out. But it looks like CT's got his wish. He's going to the final. All in all, exciting episode. Worth the cliffhanger from last week. And we'll see what happens next week. Guys, y'all have a fantastic week. I'll see you for a recap of episode 13 of the Challenge Double Agents. Cheers, guys. Bye.